Hey y'all, Candace here from Little Steps Big Happy. I talk about health and fitness for moms. So today, hooray, hooray, is part 12 of this 12-part series that I've been doing. This series is all about dieting and healthy eating myths that make it a lot more harder than it needs to be. If you have ever tried to lose weight, if you have ever tried to eat healthy and change your diet, you know that it is not as easy as snapping your fingers and all of a sudden it's done. It has challenges, it's not always simple, but these things that I'm sharing in this series have been the things that, when I believed them before, it made it harder to do. When I let these things go, things got simpler, a little bit easier, a lot more consistent, and I really actually started to see the progress that I wanted to see. I am waking up early to do this video, so if I sound a little froggy, it's because I'm not a morning bird. I am a night owl. I am meant to be sleeping right now, but I had a busy day, so I wanted to get this done. So today, part 12, it's all about having this idea, this thought, telling yourself eating healthy is hard. Now, this sounds funny because I'm like, oh, eating healthy is not, easy. It's not. But there's a whole different thought process behind, okay, eating healthy is challenging because I have old habits that I'm working on changing, versus telling yourself that eating healthy is so hard, it's so difficult, oh, well, this is so miserable, da da da. So here's why I think of this as a myth. Because saying eating healthy is hard, A, is a mindset, because there's some people who don't find it difficult. So it's really a thought that we're having in our heads. And this is a myth. I believe it's a myth. And I definitely believe it's something that if you're trying to eat differently, you should really work on, because it just leaves you feeling miserable. It leaves you feeling deprived. It makes everything really, really difficult. And it makes it more difficult than it needs to be. So here's kind of where I want you guys to understand with this. When you tell yourself that eating healthy is hard, and this is so hard, and it's so hard to stick with it, you make it harder. It's kind of, have you guys ever heard this quote before? And it's like, whether you tell yourself you can or you can't, you're right. This is kind of the same thing. If you're telling yourself it's hard, it's going to feel hard. It's going to feel hard. It's going to feel miserable. You're going to feel deprived. It's going to feel difficult. You're not going to be able to stick with it because you're spending a lot of your thought process telling yourself, oh, this is hard. So of course it's going to feel hard. It's never going to feel any different when you continue to look at it that way. Here's something that, when I kind of started making these shifts, these thought processes, right, it made it better. So when I say that, sorry, I'm like catching on my words because I want to make sure y'all understand what I mean. So there's a difference between, like, the words that we say to ourselves matter. The thoughts that go in our head have a huge impact on the way we think, the way we feel, and the things that we do. So one of the things that I really started to try to do is change the way I thought about things. So for example, when I'm thinking about healthy eating, instead of treating it like a punishment, right? Like, I look a certain way, or I have this extra weight, and so I have to do this. And it's like a punishment for past eating in the past, or the way that I look right now. When I treated it like that, yes, it felt very difficult, and it wasn't something I wanted to do. It was something I felt like I should do, but it wasn't something I wanted to do. So I really tried to change my point of view and look at it like, this is a choice that I get to make my life better. Because honestly, the data will tell you, right, that eating healthy makes you look better, it makes you feel better, you have more energy, you have better moods, your health has improved, you live longer, and when we look better, we feel better about ourselves. So when you really look at it from like a farther back point of view, eating healthy improves your life. It makes your life better. So that's not a punishment. That is really a choice that is a gift to ourselves. This is something good that we can do for us. It's not a punishment for the way we look. It's a way that you make your life better. You make yourself feel better. You make yourself look better. You live longer. You have more energy. All the things. So when I started looking at like eating healthy, not as a punishment, but like, hey, here's something that I get to do that's good for me, that helps me, that makes my life better, it feels a lot easier. It's a much easier choice when I'm like, hey, okay, so, here's this, I'm a soup fan, y'all. So like, here's the soup that I made. The soup is good for me. And I'm not looking at it like, oh, I have to eat this and I can't eat the pizza that I want. I'm looking at like, okay, pizza tastes good. I like pizza, but I also like soup. And soup is going to help me feel better tomorrow. And soup is going to help me look better tomorrow. And soup is going to help me go to bed with more energy, feeling proud of myself. Oh, doesn't make sense. Wake up tomorrow with more energy, feeling good about myself. Hey, you know what? Soup's a pretty good choice. So when you look at it from that point of view, it feels so much easier. And here's the other reason why I don't want you guys spending all this time thinking that eating healthy is hard. Is because, hey, you get to eat foods you like. There are healthy foods you like. I promise you, I have not met a person in the world that just likes no healthy food, okay? There are ones that you like. And especially in the beginning, when you're getting started with it and it's kind of new, pick the ones you enjoy. Like I said, I'm a soup person. So I make soups because I enjoy soups. They're healthy. They're good for me. It's a great way for me to get vegetables in. And I like them. I don't eat a ton of salads because I'm not a really big salad person. I like one on occasion. You know, maybe I have one once a week or so. Sometimes I don't have one for weeks because I'm not a huge salad fan. You know, I like them. They're okay, but I'm not like, ooh, I get to eat my salad today. You know, whereas I am, ooh, I get to eat my soup today. So, you know, you can eat healthy foods that you like. You know, they're out there. And so when you're thinking like, oh, I got to eat this whatever healthy food, chicken and broccoli, whatever, that I don't really like, well, yeah, then it starts to feel a little bit more like a punishment. Then it starts to feel hard. But if you're like, hey, here's this vegetable that I like, I'm just going to add that more into my diet. That is eating healthier, but it's not hard because you're adding in food that you enjoy. And I got one more reason why I don't want y'all telling yourself eating healthy is hard and something that kind of makes it a little bit easier to let this go. Is you can still have occasional treats. Eating healthy is not an all or nothing experience. It is not, you only eat healthy food all the time and that's it. I mean, God, I'd never make it, okay? I would not have lost my weight. In fact, back when I thought this is what you did, I didn't lose any weight because I wasn't willing to give this stuff up forever. So I want you to understand that that's not required for healthy eating, and that's not that's not what healthy eating is. Healthy eating is more of a balance of mostly good foods, some treats sprinkled in there, you know, and that balance, A, is doable long term because if you're trying to make healthy changes in your diet and you try to do something that's not long term, you're not going to stick with it. So whatever results you get from it, those are out the window as soon as you stop the diet. So I never ever like talk about healthy habits I cannot maintain or that I don't think somebody else should want to maintain. So A, it's not sustainable, you know, and B, it's kind of miserable. You know, it's not something you're going to stick to when you have a bad day and the thought in your head is like, well, I want to eat this because I've had a bad day. I deserve it and I never get to have it. Well, then it's going to be a lot harder to say no than if you're like, okay, I had a bad day, but you know what? Come Friday, that's my treat night. So, okay, would be good, but I can wait until then. Two totally different experiences. You know, first one, very difficult, very miserable, feels very deprived, really so much diet mentality in that's hard to stick with. And then the second one is like, okay, you know what? This is doable. I can make it. I've got something to look forward to kind of later in terms of eating. So I'm gonna recap for y'all because I threw a lot of stuff out there. Please, please, please stop telling yourself that eating healthy is hard. It's making it hard telling yourself that. It is challenging learning new habits. I'm not pretending that it's not. There are ups and downs. Nobody's perfect, but telling yourself that it's hard makes it harder. Instead of that, try to remember that eating healthy, A, requires balance of healthy food and treats, so you're not sitting there depriving yourself of everything. You know, 2, I don't even know if I said 2 or B. Whew, I'm a mess, y'all. Secondly, Secondly, it helps you create a better life. Eating healthy is a gift for your body. It's a gift for your mind. It's a gift for you. So it's helping create another life. And third, you can eat healthy foods that you like. It doesn't have to be a certain way. You're eating healthy just means eat better foods more often and pick the ones that you enjoy. It does not have to be miserable. It does not have to be super hard. It can be this good thing that you do in your life that still allows you to eat food that you like. Okay, that's my spiel. This is kind of a long video. I was a little excited about this one. I'm so excited that, we kind of got through this series. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys ever have anything specific that you want me to talk about, any questions, anything you want me to share, just let me know. I would be happy to do that. I hope y'all are doing well, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.